Well, good morning. Early morning. Yeah, we're in the process of making a pretty long trip today. We're going to help out some friends, Robert and Don from Cabin on the Hill Homestead and Cabin on the Hill. If you haven't checked them out, please do. If you're not sure what's going on with them, watch their video at Cabin on the Hill Homestead. I'll put a little placard up here so you can just click on that and go to the video and watch it if you'd like. Just kind of let you know what's going on with them. But anyway, they asked us for some help, and so we're on the way to give them some help. It's going to be a long day. They're needing to move some livestock a pretty long distance. So I'll catch as much video as I possibly can, and we'll see you on the other side of it, all right? Going to meet an individual here. Matter of fact, here he comes. I can hear him. All right, so we are loaded up and we are moving out. I'll spare you the rawhide thing. We've got cows here, fixing to start our long journey. It's about a 10-11 hour round trip, so we'll keep you up on how it goes. Got Robert over here filming.
That's right. Good to see you. What are you doing out here?
I don't know. It just kind of like happened. I don't know.
So, got to go Laney.
Yep.
His co-op, and he started his own channel.
My own channel. Yep.
What is it?
LTV Farms. LTV Farms. I know it's hard to remember.
Always comment when you see him comment and say hi to it.
And now my people know Robert because we funnel people every chance we get to check out the Cabin on the Hill and Cabin on the Hill Homestead. Cabin on the Hill Homestead page changing just a little bit,
It
but
feels kind of funny because we're both holding cameras up.
Isn't that funny?
This is how it works, guys. You got to hold the camera up everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
You're talking to people and then hope you're pointing in the right direction. And he was Wayne,
hi.
Well, this is the landing strip here, I guess you might call it.
Yeah.
You got pecan trees,
Yep.
big grove of them. We're going to build over there in that corner over there.
Right. Over that way.
No, it's over that way. See where the telephone pole is?
Yep.
Straight out there in that back corner.
Cool. There we go.
Let me call you back, Mama.
Come on, Mabel.
Alrighty.
What you think, Mikey?
They're like, oh my.
Hi, sexy poo.
What do you think of that, Maddie?
Robert's gonna do his first power washing job in a new place. Doesn't know how to do anything without going all out. Well, it's been almost a 13-hour journey, and I am glad to be home. But it was good to see Robert and Dawn, be able to help them out. Make sure you check out their YouTube pages, Cabin on the Hill Homestead, Cabin on the Hill. It's good to meet Kevin Hansen. I'd met him sometime in the past, but just hadn't really had a chance to meet up with him and formally introduce ourselves. So it was good to meet him. You can check out his YouTube page as well at the Lawn Care Juggernaut. I'm ready for bed. Well, hello, and hopefully I'm looking a little bit fresher than I did just a little bit ago. It was a long 13-hour day yesterday, but it was a good feeling to be able to help out some friends that needed a hand. I'm honored that they asked me, so and glad we could make it happen for them. So let's get things started. Well, first thing I'm going to do this morning is need to get some hay for this top pen over here. So we're going to go grab a bale real quick. This is a good time to do it if you don't do it at feeding time, because the cows are on the bottom side of the pasture, so this makes it easier to get in and out where they're at without having to try to keep them out of the way. Set it down pretty close to even with that rack. All right. It's not even, but I can get it in there. All right, no harm, no foul, no hurt. Everybody's good. All right, out of the way. All right, that's done. And that twine that was stuck under the bale, I probably could have just backed the tractor up and that would have pulled out. But I wouldn't have known if it pulled out or if it just broke loose. And there was still some of that twine up in there, and I do not like to get that plastic twine where they can get a hold of it. If they do eat it by accident, I don't know of any of them that are actually going to intentionally eat plastic twine, or plastic wrap. But if they do, it can cause pretty bad problems with their stomachs. Get hauled up in their intestines and everything end up in that. So, that's why I wanted to get out or get off, pull it out by hand. Did you see that? That bug just poof hit me right in the face. Anyway, well, that's awful. Got my close up on. All right, let's go turn these guys out. They really don't know what to think about that right now. They didn't get 10 foot out of the gate, and they're like, "Ooh, move it out there." Bear, bear, hush. It's me. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Nice to have good guard dogs, but that's Bear. Bear. Come here, Bear. Yeah, that's Bear. He's a good boy. Bear's a very good boy. Bear is one of the few that at an extremely young age expressed his desire to be with the sheep. And he loves being with the sheep. So, we've just let him be with them. He does a good job watching out for them. He protects them. He is very gentle with them. And I'm good with that. Most of the times with the large breed guard dogs, up until they're a year and a half, 2 years old, they're very stubborn, they're very hard-headed, they're large for their age, they know that they're big, they know that they have a lot of power, and they take advantage of that a lot. But then once they mature a little bit, that's when they really become worth having around. Bear was one of those from the time he was 6 months old. He's been in the barn with the sheep. It's funny. You think as many times as I've hooked up a bush hog, I would, it'd be kind of like second nature to me. But it's like every year when we first start the season, first couple of times that I trade out the tank and put the bush hog on, it's like it can take me 20 minutes to get the bush hog on, or 30. But after I've done it a few times, it takes like 5 minutes. So. For those of you that have seen this before, I'm going to spare you all the details on this, but for those of you that haven't, we'll go for a short ride. What do you say we go do some bush hogging? Huh? All right. All right, I want to stop for a second and show you something. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. Do you see this right here? That section right there is what I bush hogged about a week ago. Week and 2 days, okay? Using the same settings that I cut that with, I'm cutting this with. See the difference in the height, how much that growth that has had over about a week? All right, goat weed's always also a lot thinner. That's my goal. I'm not going to be able to get rid of the goat weed until I get it sprayed, but if I can knock it back so that the Bermuda can come up underneath and just kind of help that Bermuda get established, then I'll be able to come back later on. It's kind of like pushing the reset button on that goat weed. Knock it back so the Bermuda can come on up until I can get it sprayed. Because you see how thick and heavy this is, and that is almost all goat weed. There is Bermuda underneath, but it's only 3 or 4 inches tall. So if I take off that top layer of goat weed, let the water and the sunshine and everything get down into that Bermuda grass, then hopefully it'll kick it in like it did this over here. Boy, I don't know why, but after a couple hours on the tractor, I'm always stove up like an 80-year-old. Whew. Anyhow, that's one thing I wanted to get done this week, finish up that back pasture, because it's about time for the girls to move back there, and needed to get that goat weed gone, or kind of down until I can get it sprayed and get rid of it. That's about the only way to get rid of it for the rest of the season. You know, I've got 6,500 projects to get done this week, but I know I'll manage to get maybe 5 done. So it's always the way it works on the farm. But that's number one.